Hello, everyone. It's me, Mrs. Groner, and today we are going to learn how to draw our own beehive. When we finish, we'll get something that looks a little bit like this. Before we begin working on our own beehive, let's take a look at what the inside of a real beehive really looks like. We're going to take a look at some of the pages from the story, The Busy Honeybees, written by me, Mrs. Groner. Okay, so here's the first picture. Let's read. These worker bees are building. They are building hexagon-shaped cells out of wax. The cells will hold honey, pollen, eggs, larvae, and pupa. Okay, do you see those hexagon-shaped cells? Remember, a hexagon is a shape with 6 sides. Let's look even closer at those hexagon-shaped cells. These worker bees in this picture are caring for the eggs and the larvae. Look at that, so cool. Now, if you see the cells, can you see all 6 sides? Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides on the hexagon-shaped cells. That's so cool. So how can we make a beehive with those hexagon-shaped cells? That looks really tricky. It's not so hard, but it does take some time. This is what you're going to need for today's lesson. You'll need a pencil, an old box. I have an old butter box, that's it. A piece of paper, the hexagon template, and scissors. If you don't know how to make a hexagon on your own, you can use this hexagon template. If you look in the description of this lesson, you'll find a link to this document so that you can make your own hexagon cells. Now, depending on the size of hexagon you choose for your cells, your beehive will come out very differently. I have 2 examples. One I made with the small hexagon template, and the other one I made with the medium hexagon template. So how are we going to make this? Let's take a look. The first thing I want to do is use the template, and I'm going to cut out the size of hexagon cell I want to make. Do I want to have a lot of cells on my page, a medium amount, or not very many? I think I'll choose the medium cell first. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out the hexagon shape. I only have to cut out one of these hexagons. You don't need more than one. Once you choose your size, you'll be ready to begin. Okay, so now I have my hexagon template cut out. And now I'm going to use my box. I'm going to set the hexagon on the box, and I'm going to trace it. Super easy, right? Trace that. If you need help doing that, you can ask a grown-up. And if you need help cutting, make sure you ask a grown-up as well. Or somebody a little bit older, maybe a brother or sister. So now I just trace that hexagon, right? And now I can cut it out so that I can begin. I'm going to cut this out. Then I'm going to be using my pencil to trace the hexagon on my page. Now, the cool thing about this is when I start tracing, I can really start tracing anywhere on the page. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be at the edge. If you want to start at the edge, you can, but you can start at the edge or in the center or wherever you want. Now, I have my hexagon here, and I'm going to trace it. I'm going to start in the middle of my page. So I'll take my pencil and trace around the hexagon. Okay, now the next part, once you've traced your hexagon, is a little bit tricky. I need to keep tracing the hexagon. But as I keep tracing it on my page, I need to make sure that I'm matching up the edges. See how I just matched that edge? Yeah. So when I draw, I have to make sure I match up the edges. Trace around. Okay, so I just got that hexagon on. Maybe I want to draw the next hexagon there. Let's do it. Draw those edges. And remember, today I'm using the medium sized hexagon template for this. There's that one. Cool. Now, maybe I want to go right there. Notice how the template fits in the empty spaces along the edges. Let me keep going. I'll trace this one and show you. There we go, just like that. And then I'm going to keep tracing until I fill up my entire page. I don't want to leave any section of the page without hexagon. Let me show you what I mean. When you finish, your page should look something like this. Notice how at the edges, I didn't have enough room to draw the whole hexagon, but I drew the parts that were on the page. That way it looks like the inside of the beehive with those hexagon cells. Here's an example I made using the small hexagon template. So that's the small template. This one took a lot of time. So depending on how much time you want to take, you can make your hexagon shapes any way you want. But fill up that page and then save this. Save it for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be working more on this beautiful hexagon cell page. I can't wait to see what you've done. I hope to see you soon.